Okay guys, welcome back to another Ark Survival Evolved 2 video. Today we're going to be going through a lot of stuff that the devs have been talking about on Twitter about Ark 2. Things are really heating up for the game now. It's 2022, we're meant to be getting it this year, so let's hope we start to see even more stuff as the year goes on. I really want to see some gameplay. I'm not sure we'll see that until later on in the year, but I just feel like this game could be absolutely perfect if they keep the same sort of design, the same idea of the multiplayer sandbox like they said they're going to, but just make it a less buggy and just amazing graphic version of Ark 1. And, obviously some new dinos and different things like that always come, always just make the game a lot better. So if you guys do get all the information you need to know about Ark 2 in today's video, smash that like button. Let's try and get over 1,000 likes on today's video. You guys have been smashing that like button on the videos recently, and it just really motivated me to bring you guys as much news as I possibly can whenever I can. So make sure to be subscribed if you're not subscribed already to keep up to date. So the first bit of the video is coming from when Cedric just started off saying, "Side note, I'm excited the internal Ark community team is growing. Nothing huge, but having a passionate people to help the community side of things frees me up to look at a bigger picture and work on larger scale things." But then obviously the replies is that, "But all you do is tweet, and barely that. But for more Ark, but more specifically for Ark 2, if the passion and the support from the community continues or even grows, I think there's a lot more we can do community-wise, and it's going to take more than just me. The hashtag positive hashtag positive vibes crew assembles." So I suppose, yeah, that does make a lot of sense, because you got to think how big the game is of Ark Survival Evolved and how big the community is. You've got millions and millions of people that play this game all the time, and obviously Cedric is the lead community manager, and there's other people in the community helping out with stuff, but he's obviously got a lot on his shoulders that he takes on from thousands of people per day asking questions, and some of the stuff he doesn't even deal with, and it is quite a mad community because there's just so many people. So the Ark community, as mentioned already, is growing. Well, just the Ark team is growing at a crazy rate so far. Like, coming from where the game first started, when it got released and they just had like 2 teams or something, it was like tiny, to where they are now, where they have a whole team dedicated to bugs and exploits, a whole team dedicated to Ark 2, a whole team dedicated to a certain DLC, a whole team dedicated, like, they've got so many now, and it is growing more and more, but it seems to be as the days going by. And for Ark 2, I know they have huge plans of growing into the future. Ark have even got teams that are working on series and movies, like you guys would have seen on my channel as well. The animated series is coming out, but Wildcard have already announced that there's 3 whole movies coming out, and I think, from what I know, Vin Diesel's meant to be starring on them, and they're not animated movies, they're actual movies. Like, what is even going on? You've got to think where this game started to where it is now, and to think about the future of it. It isn't going anywhere, guys, and that's what's so exciting about it. So I went on to obviously pick up a bit of information on Twitter, more stuff about Ark 2. Not all of it can be answered by the devs. They sort of come back with some funny responses, but we got a few little cool questions. So a few people have been asking things to Craig Brown, as you can see, which he obviously is the senior designer, Ark 2. And this person went on to ask, "I was really hoping that the Titanoceratops would have won. Ceratops, I can never pronounce it, but they drew the shortest straw when it comes to Ark, basically just because they just get destroyed, don't they? I really hope that Trikes in Ark 2 are on par with Rexes or Therazinos in terms of strength. These animals could have shrugged off Rex attacks like it was nothing." And obviously Craig Brown replied with the eye emojis. So I do agree with that, because anything you would have seen back in the day, when it came to Trikes or, anything, you would have seen that they would fight off Rexes. Not all times that we would have seen that a Trike survives against a Rex. A Rex is always, going to come out on top, but not. Well, when I say always, not every single time, especially if they were in groups, these Trikes could actually take down Rexes. And, and that I agree with. If there's one Rex and a Trike in Ark, or even 2, you know what the outcome's going to be. Most of the time, a Rex is going to be taking them down, unless it's such a low level, and then the other Trikes are like ridiculous like levels. So I really do agree with this, and I would love to see a Trike a bit more scary, a little bit more, not scary to people, but still that fact of, you know, think of Jurassic Park, where, you know, they walk past the dinosaurs for the first time, and they get that, like, even if it is a herbivore, they get that fear factor coming of thinking of how massive and scary it is. And maybe back in 2015, a Trike was scary. And I know the new charge attack's pretty cool, but it's not really, when I say new charge attack, it's been out for ages, but you guys know what I mean. It added that effect to it, but still not a big scary effect. But, you know, I hope you guys agree with that obviously point there. So this one is a bit of a tough one, because the answer isn't really the easiest thing, but this person went on to say smarter dinos for Ark 2, and Craig Brown just said can't answer Ark 2 stuff. But this is a very interesting point, because basically for Ark 1, it was planned right from the beginning to, on the upcoming features page, it had smarter AI for dinos for a very, very long time. So it is something that's been on the list for Ark 1. So the very interesting thing is, now when Wildcard decided to move off and go for Ark 2, does that mean we will finally get those smarter dinos? We actually did hear a little bit of information saying that there's a chance that we could have smarter raptors in game, because you guys know how smart, especially from some of the films as well, raptors could be. Like, they can work out crazy amounts of things. And imagine if some of the dinos in Ark for the second game could actually start to outsmart you before your next move. That would be freaky, but cool. Another interesting thing here, someone asked a question saying, 3D turntables of the dinos shown off in the trailer. I want to see more of that Rex. Is that Bronto or a Brachiosaurus at the end of the trailer? You guys know what I've said 100%. I think it's a Brachiosaurus. Will Dinopithecus or UT come back for Ark 2? And for if it's not, can I mod Dino / UT from Ark 1 into Ark 2? And the responses to this is, I don't understand the question. 3D turntables of the dinos shown off in the trailer. I'm sure that means sort of wanting to see more like of those dinos, right? I don't know, like in a like sort of being able to look around in a 3D version. Is that what it is? I could be wrong. More of that Rex. I don't think 2 even got. Oh, right, okay. So I thought it was just going to be so that they just put is a sauropod. That's obviously just, yeah, okay. And then 4 is just lies. So we got barely any response there. And about modding dinos from Ark 1 into Ark 2, Craig Brown did reply saying, I would hope so. So I'm sure that they wouldn't not let you bring a lot of your modded files and stuff from Ark 1 into Ark 2. I'd be very shocked if, I know they want to start a clean slate with the game anyway, but there's so many, I'm sure it's still coded in a similar sort of way where you can add in things from Ark 1 into Ark 2. I'd be very shocked if Wildcard made you lose all the progress from that. I know it's a brand new game, but I don't know. I suppose we'll find out more. But again, what I've said many a times is it's a Brachiosaurus. It's not a Bronto. I am 99% sure of it. I should probably be a bit careful by saying 99%, but I'm very sure that it's a Brachiosaurus. Next thing, yes or no, will Ark 2 have tech on release? And Craig just replied, or. So instead of yes or no, he just put or. So he just gone for the middle option. What I know so far, and what we've seen lots of times, is that Ark 2 is going to have minimum tech. Now, I think the tech side of things won't be on release. I think it will go later on. There might be hints of things every now and then as we're walking around and exploring, but I really don't think there's going to be many tech things until like later on to the game. Like, I'm talking years. I could be wrong on years, but they've said it is going to be a mainly primitive game, and that's the way they're going to keep it for a long time. So expect no tech, in my opinion, at the beginning of the game. So this one I quite like the idea of, and this person, Mr. Dolphin, asked, Ark 2, add an item or place that sends your dino to retirement or a place to rest Do it for the kids. Hashtag play Ark. So, and was due to this question. Is there any other option instead of killing unwanted tame dinos? And then they have saved me many times. I pity them. And Craig Brown went on to respond, I was teasing before, but this is a really good idea. Definitely going to bring it up at the next design meeting. I can't think of why it would be difficult offhand. So, yeah, like that would be a very, very nice idea. And if this is, at the next design meeting, I feel like with dinos, you definitely don't see, like older dinos that you don't really use. It's like they start to take up too much room, and then you're like, what do I do? What do I do with it now? It's in the way. I don't tend to kill my unwanted tame dinos. I tend to just let them roam, and whatever happens is what happens. It's a bit sad. Then all of a sudden I'm like, no, this has just been attacked or something, or this has just been killed. But it would be nice to where you could send off a dino somewhere, just so it's had, it's given you the best life possible. And I suppose another interesting thing is for Ark 2 is, are they actually, this is a question from me, are they going to it would make it a little bit more harder, but are they ever going to add in an option where, I can't even speak, are they ever going to add in an option, Dom, speak properly, where they add in an age of the dino, will dinos get older, and as they get older they can't do as much as they used to when you first tame them? I think it would make it harder and a bit more annoying, because you can just keep dinos going forever until they get killed in your server. But I suppose that would be an interesting thing to look at. Another thing was, this is more of a suggestion than a question. Can Ark 2 have a full-size Dilo? My idea is that they function like a Velonosaur, but with venom/acid, and the small beach predator would be something like, the fish, the coal? Or is that something different? I don't know. Maybe with a quilly/spiny frill instead of the JP frill. So, apparently, I don't know. I didn't know this. Apparently, they were a lot bigger dilos. I suppose is that meant to be a picture of a dilo actually being much bigger than a human? Oh, wow, that'd be interesting. I didn't know that. But anyway, Craig Brown just replied, lies. I'm loving these responses, because obviously they're not really allowed to talk about Ark 2 stuff. There's a little bit of stuff we can take from it every now and then, but I do like the ideas. And throwing at the team, and it's nice to at least get some form of response, even though it is just lies. So Ark 2 release date, obviously the initial release date is still planned at 2022. There has been no change to the release date whatsoever. Right now, from what we know, we're meant to be getting it this year. Wildcard haven't changed anything, and a point I still throw at you guys so many times in videos is that if with Ark 2, with Wildcard as a company in general, they've got to make some form of profit every single year, right? And big profit, not just little bits of maybe a DLC being sold from there, an old one, just every now and then. But they've got to make that sort of big form of profit every single year. And years before, they've released a paid DLC. Last year it was Genesis Part 2. The year before was Genesis Part 1 with the Season Pass. Before that it was Extinction, and they sold the other Season Pass, and they sold other DLCs, and it's always been like that. They've released a free one to us, like a Valguero or a Ragnarok, and then they've released us a paid DLC, which is where they make money. So if there's no more paid DLCs, as it's the end of Ark's story now, Ark 1, what are they going to release at the end of the year as a paid content to make money? In June, they've got the free Viking map Fedor come into the game, but for Ark 2, that's the only real thing that I could see coming out this year, which is what has been said it's meant to be 2022, which is going to earn them money and for that year. But anyway, that will be something interesting to look into. I'd love to still see Ark 2 come sort of November, December time. We'll find out more, I'm sure, at the Extra Life event. So, pretty much the end of the video. It's not really Ark 2 stuff. There was a new community crunch, 299. We're 1 week away from 300 community crunches. And it was basically just saying, welcome to another edition of the community crunch. This week, we'll take a look at what's going on in the community corner as we focus on our efforts on performance-related issues on Lost Island and upcoming content. If you missed the Fedor Creature Vote winner, you can find out more here, which was obviously the Desmond Draculae, which is the big vampire bat, and the Kark is also coming to the game as well. We reached out to all the hashtag Ark Xmas Loot giveaway participants, and thank you for sharing all of your Winter Wonderland experiences. no Evo event. Shout out to the community corner, like for you YouTube and stuff, getting involved with Lost Island Survivors guides, Rex taming trap, and then just fan art for the rest of the crunch. It was quite a quiet crunch, nothing like really busy. They just have a wonderful weekend studio wildcard. Obviously, that was from Friday. So yeah, that is the full video. I hope it has given you guys a little bit more excitement and, you know, like sort of an idea of more stuff that could be coming to Ark 2, keeping you guys up to date as I always can possibly do. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Again, did I just say that? I just said thank you for watching, thank you for watching, thank you for watching. I should just say that at the end of the video 20 times, shouldn't I? And I'll see you guys in my next video very soon.